morning everyone. I'm Ritika and I'll teach you mathematics, and the topic for today is triangles, which is the chapter 7 from the NCERT class 9th mathematics. So first of all we will discuss about the methodology which I will use to teach this chapter. As you all know that the syllabus and the paper pattern has been revised by CBSE. So accordingly it is important for us to read the NCERT text as well, because when we have to answer the MCQs at that point of time, there are several statements which are exactly mentioned in the NCERT are used by the examiner in the examination, and it will make your work a lot easier to find out MCQs and to deal with MCQs if we will read the text of the book. Number one, we'll read the text of NCERT. While reading, we will observe that there are certain examples given in the NCERT book. Like when you start reading it, there are few explanations, then we will find examples, then after examples you will see exercises, right? So first of all we will solve the examples, and after completing the examples I'll give you a few 10 to 15 minutes to check the questions of the exercise. We'll do the concept, then we'll do the examples, and then in 10 to 15 minutes we will try to check the questions from the exercise. And if you will have any doubt, you can ask the doubt in the next session, and like at the starting of the next session we will consider these doubts before moving towards the next exercise. All right, so let's start with reading the text of NCERT first. So here's the text. This is NCERT class 7th, class 9th, chapter 7, triangles. First topic is the congruence of triangles. I'm not explaining you what is a triangle. Triangle is a three-sided figure. Three-sided figure is known as a triangle. Three-sided closed figure. Okay, three-sided closed figure is a triangle. The triangle has three sides, AB, BC, AC, and has three angles, angle A, angle B, and angle C. Now let's see what is congruence of triangles. So before going forward, we should know what this term conveys. Okay, the congruence. What is the meaning of congruence? Without knowing the meaning of the word congruence, we cannot deal with this chapter any further. So to understand this chapter properly, we need to go through this word congruence. So congruent means equal in all aspects or figures whose shapes and sizes are both the same. So something which is similar is congruent, and something which tells us that these figures are congruent, then that term becomes congruence. So like we have one triangle A and we have a triangle B. There's like, if we compare, they are similar type of triangle. The size is almost similar, the shape is also similar, so we can say that A and B are congruent figures. Similarly, if we make two circles of diameter of radius 5 centimeter, then these two circles will be congruent. Similarly, if we take a square of 4 centimeter side, then both these squares are congruent to each other. So this is the basic concept of congruence. We will apply this congruence concept in this chapter. I'm skipping all these texts because you can read it, but it's not that important. We will do only the important portions, and we will see what are the possible questions which can be made by CBSE from this text. Okay, so there's some exercise here. Now, which of these triangles given below are congruent to triangle ABC in figure 7.4.1? Okay, so we have to see which of the triangle out of 2, 3, 4, 5 is congruent to triangle 1. So we have one side 5 centimeter, 4 centimeter, and 4.5 centimeter. Okay, so 5 centimeter, 4.5, 4, 5, 4.5, 4, 5, 4.5, 4, 5, 5, 5. So we can clearly see that 4, 2, and 3 could be the congruent figures, right? So observe these triangles. 2, 3, 4 are congruent to triangle ABC, while TSU, the fifth figure, is not congruent because the sides here 5, 5, 5, it is an equilateral triangle. A triangle which has all the three sides of equal length is known as an equilateral triangle. So this triangle is an equilateral triangle, whereas the 1, 2, 3, 4 other 4 triangles are not equilateral, right? The dimensions are mentioned. One side is of 5 centimeter, other is 4, and the third side is of 4.5 centimeters. Let's move forward. So if triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC, we write it as triangle PQR is congruent. This is the sign of congruence to triangle ABC. The order is very important while writing the names of the triangle. The PQR is congruent to ABC. You cannot say that the PQR is congruent to CBA because that might not be true. Let's see. Here in the above figure, we can see here is P, then we have 4.5 centimeter length, then we have Q, then we have 5 centimeter, then R. Okay. Now let's see for ABC. We started from P, right? And we will start from A, then we have 4.5 centimeter, then we have B, and then we have 5 centimeter and C. So this is the order in this triangle, and ABC is the order in this triangle. Therefore, we are saying PQR is congruent to ABC. We cannot say PQR is congruent to CBA because then the dimensions will change. I hope you are understanding this point. Like the dimension should not change while considering or while stating two triangles congruent. This is what I explained. The sides fall on the corresponding equal sides. So we have to mention the corresponding sides. Okay. The PQ covers AB, QR covers BC, RP covers CA. They will overlap completely. Why? Because they are of equal dimension. PQAB is equal to 4.5. QR and BC is of 5 centimeter and this one is of 4 centimeter. Also, when we will see, when we will compare these triangles, we will observe that the angles are also equal. So, angle P covers angle A exactly, Q covers B and R covers C respectively. Let's move to the figure again and observe it. Now observe the angles. Okay, we have observed the sides. Now it's time for the angles. Like we are quoting the name. This is triangle PQR and we are giving it a name ABC. So here P and here A. When we will cut these triangles and we will try to overlap these points, then we will see that A is equal to P, B is equal to Q, and angle C is equal to angle R. I hope I'm clear to you. These angles will be equal to each other. See, this I've already explained to you. Triangle PQR is congruent to ABC, but it will not be correct to write QRP congruent to ABC, right? So naming is very important. How you name your triangle, that is very important in this chapter. Again, they have explained for the triangle FDE. Okay, now there is a very common term which will come when you will solve the questions, that is congruent triangles corresponding parts are equal, which means whatever we have discussed till now, that the corresponding parts like of this side and this side of one triangle and two triangle, this side and this side, these are the corresponding parts, right? These corresponding parts are equal in congruent triangles. So we can write it in short form CPCT. While solving the questions, we will write them like by CPCT. These two triangles are congruent. We have to prove in the questions, like prove that this triangle is congruent to this triangle. So then we will use this concept. So just for the time being, remember this word. Congruent triangles corresponding parts are equal. All right. Now there are certain criterias for proving the congruence, right? We cannot directly say like this figure A is congruent to figure B. We have to prove it. We should have a solid proof to say like, yeah, I'm very, very sure that this is congruent to this. Okay, so for that we will study certain criterias. Okay, here we have two triangles. you can see there are different, the dimensions of the sides is different, and here it is an equilateral triangle, right? So in this situation you easily know that this is not, these triangles are not congruent, right? Now in this triangle also, wait, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, so here see, in this figure we will not assume that this is an equilateral triangle unless it's given to us. In this figure it is given, how? Because this sign is mentioned, right? This means it is of 3, it is of 3, and it is of 3. But unless it is not given to you, like this figure has, if it would have been mentioned like 3 centimeters only, and though it will look like an equilateral triangle, but we will not consider it as an equilateral triangle until it is given to us. Just remember this thing, this is very, very important. So yeah, in this case these are not congruent. Like in the next case, like here, in the first triangle the angle B is 50 degrees and the length, then the side BC is of 4 centimeters, right? So we have to prove that, we have to compare whether this ABC is congruent to PQR. Okay, so angle B is equals to angle Q, we can see each 50 degrees, right? And BC is equals to QR, each 4 centimeter. But still, as you can see, like the shapes of these two triangles and the size of these two triangles is not similar, right? So this means that we need a third condition, like we need a third condition to prove congruence. We need a third condition to prove congruence. So whenever you have to find that whether two triangles are congruent or not, you have to check for 3 equal corresponding parts. Okay, you have to look for 3 corresponding parts, because without 3 equal corresponding parts you cannot tell whether the figure is congruent or not. Okay, like now in figure 7.7, in the first triangle ABC, the side AB is of 2 centimeter. In triangle PQR, the side is of 2 centimeter. So AB is equals to PQ 2 centimeter. Angle B is equals to angle Q, each 50 degree. Side BC is equals to side QR 4 centimeter. Hence, we can say that these two triangles are congruent. So here we get a condition of side, angle and side. So we will find certain criteria, as the topic was, see, the heading was criteria for congruence of triangles. So the first criteria which we will going to learn will be side, angle, side. By using the side, angle and side, we have proved that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Alright, so for I guess this is fine for today. We'll meet in the next lecture. Thank you.